I can beat you.
So, welcome back to the Burdett Electric Podcast. We got Bacon here, if you didn't remember him from the last time. So we're on episode 2. We got Ryan, Brad, Ryan, and Andrew. And gotta be careful. This is a lot of tail and a lot of dog here. You gonna sit down, buddy? What are you gonna do? So just so you know, these guys never know what I'm gonna bring up and what we're gonna talk about in our podcast, because our podcast is about electrical stuff and just in general, just kind of talking through different things. So this week, I brought them something fun. And it wasn't this dog who is stealing the show. Okay. So I came across this one product, and it comes down to, has your wife ever left you unattended on the internet? No? Yeah, well, Bobby...
Not allowed.
Not allowed. So Bobby left me unattended on the internet, and I found this thing called grounding sheets. You guys ever heard of grounding sheets?
Sheets?
Yeah. Sheets.
Yes,
Grounding.
I've heard of grounding sheets.
You've heard of grounding sheets, Andrew?
Yeah,
You heard of grounding sheets? Grounding sheets. Okay, well, I'm going to show these guys a little video. We're going to cut to that because Bacon's definitely stealing the show here. We're going to cut to that video. I'm going to show these guys what grounding sheets are, and then we're going to have a talk about it from an electrician's standpoint. All right, so here we go. No. Okay, so that's basically the concept of grounding, and you know this guy came out, and obviously he's a doctor. There's lots of doctors out on the internet, and he grounded himself, and everything. You know, he felt better. No Advil. He didn't have PMS the next day.
No PMS. That's amazing.
But we're not going to get into the science of grounding right now, okay? Because that's a whole nother debate, and we're not doctors. We're electricians. So we're going to talk more about the electricity of it. So what has come out is people are creating different products. They're creating grounding mats. They're creating grounding sheets that you put on your bed and on your pillow, and then you lay on them and you plug them into the wall. Okay, so this is where I kind of looked at this and went, huh, as an electrician, I think we should talk about this. No, I really do. I do. So, but like I said before, Bobby left me unattended on the internet one day, and I bought them.
You have the grounding sheets?
Yes, I do.
Do you plug them into an outlet?
I do. But see, okay.
I know, that's why you don't sleep good.
That's why he sleeps on me. He's like, I need to be grounded. Okay, so I got these. I brought in the directions. Okay, dude, you gotta lay down. I brought in the directions, and I brought in a pillowcase. So this tail hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down. Smack Ryan.
Yeah, get someone
He
else.
already has.
Okay, so basically here's the concept. They have little silver wires that are weaved throughout the pillowcase and throughout the sheets, and then they've got this little plug-in deal right here. I know there's a dog in the way. And then you take that and you string it to your outlet, and you plug it into the ground portion of your outlet. So I'll let you kind of look at that. And then it came with these instructions.
Does it only fit
Only
the
fits
outlet
the
one
ground.
way? I would hope so.
Yeah.
It's just a
And there's only
it's just
a
a ground
ground
prong,
prong.
bro. Just a ground prong.
Someone's going to plug that into it.
So there's the directions.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I mean, regardless of what you believe about the science, I think from an electrical standpoint and looking at their instructions, there could be a lot of people out there that could be, you know, laying on voltage, actual voltage, and not grounding themselves.
Where's the wire at?
It's supposed to be all weaved in there, but then again, you know, I mean, I could all be smoke and mirrors. So, okay, just from an electrical standpoint, you got a wire hooked to your bed, basically. What kind of things do you think could be an issue? as an electrician. And okay, so again, we got 20 plus years, and 3 years in the electrical trades. We've all seen a lot when it comes to construction, when it comes to remodels, when it comes to what looks really bad, what some homeowners try to do themselves, what other electricians try to do themselves. And I look at this and I go, that's scary to plug that into the ground. You got to look at that. That's interesting. That's a scary thing to do, to just trust that outlet in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Plug that into the ground hole in the receptacle and say, I'm going to be safe. Now, for me, I even questioned it in my own house. And I wired my own house. And it's all new wiring. It's all new electrical panels that I put in when I redid my house. And I was still like, I hope I really connected these grounds well. Okay? Because I got another whole debate about this whole thing. Okay? So, but I was thinking to myself, I know I connected these grounds really well. I know they're tied into the electrical panel really well. I know there's no stray voltage, which is something that could happen with a ground. But looking at this, you know, what would concern you, Ryan?
First of all, that should be. Someone's going to put that in the wrong place. That is not. I mean,
Outlet-wise, right?
outlet-wise.
Okay. Receptacle, if we're going to use the proper term.
In America, yes, that will only fit in a ground hole of a receptacle. But I know other countries have round,
True.
hot wires,
Yes.
and they run 240 or 208 or some flavor of voltage,
50 hertz.
and nobody knows what the hell they're doing. So I would. That part is probably the most concerning, but you also don't know what your outlet, like you're saying, you don't know who wired your outlet. You don't know if the ground is wired correctly.
Well, what I think
if you're grounded, or if the device itself is failing,
Yeah.
and it's leaking.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather pound a ground rod in the dirt and run a wire in
into
than
your house, if you're
plug into an outlet. If I
actually
really
gonna do
wanted
that.
to get grounded.
Yeah. No, I think so, because so the instructions in there tell you to go get a tester
Yep.
and stick it in your outlet to make sure that it's grounded. Now, how many people that buy this?
It should come with one, maybe.
It should. I mean,
Honestly.
how many people that buy these grounding sheets are going to be like, oh, I'm going to go to the big box store
Yeah.
and buy a $30 to $50 tester
Right.
to make sure that my outlet's safe. Now, I would suggest they do that,
Yeah.
I would.
I'm sure it's in there, so they're not liable if they don't check it.
but
Oh, I'm sure they.
it's just I've seen enough things. Okay, so you've got old construction everywhere in this country, and a lot of the older construction was knob and tube wiring, which did not have a ground.
No grounds.
And so what we've seen is somebody moves into a house and they've got a 2-prong outlet and it doesn't have a ground hole, and they've got a TV or a new computer that they want to plug in and it's got a ground connection on the cord end, and what do?
Just put it
Swap it out for a.
They swap it out
Yep.
for a regular
3-prong.
receptacle with 3 prongs, and they don't ground it, and then you buy the house, and you go like, "Ah, hey, I'm going to buy these grounding sheets.
You have no idea what's on that ground.
You have no idea that it's not even grounded.
It's not
Yeah.
even grounded.
But at that point, it's the placebo effect. You wake up the next day and you're like, oh my gosh, I slept so well.
So much better. It must be.
And maybe some of that is for me.
I'd say 99% of this is placebo.
Come on, Ryan. I got a story. No, I got a story though. Okay, so this is kind of off topic, but this is what sold me. So I was at a lacrosse tournament this last summer, and I laid on the ground and took a nap, and it was like the best nap I ever had in my life. And I don't know if the algorithm was like listening to my conversation that afternoon, because I was with another guy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had the best nap laying just on the ground. I mean, there was just on the ground. I mean, there wasn't anything underneath me, no blanket, nothing. and
Is it actually grass? Sure.
actually grass. And it was probably a few weeks later I started getting these grounding sheets on my feed from my social
They're
media,
always listening.
and they're like, "Oh, we got him.
Yep.
He took one nap on the ground, felt great. We're gonna sell these to him. He's gonna get it." But honestly, I don't know. I tried them out. Is there a difference? I mean, if I would say I go to a hotel, of course I'm going to sleep like crap in a hotel, so I can't really justify if they work or not. But okay, back to this. So what are some things that you could see that could be an issue for a novice or nobody that knows anything about electricity? They get these. Well, I mean, what kind of issues? I mean, okay, so we got knob and tube
They're
where
not gonna be grounded.
they might not have a ground. Okay. What's another concern? I got a lot of them. I've been thinking about this actually since I got the
There's
sheets.
exposed wire in the back of the outlet that might hit the ground.
Yeah, exposed wire. I mean, you could get a dead short
Yeah.
once you lay down in the bed. Boom!
Yeah, you don't want to complete the circuit.
Yeah. So this is a really, this would be a really like technical debate. Okay, what I'm about to propose here. So AC is alternating current, right? So we've got electricity going in a circle. So we got electricity on our hot wire, and it's always going to look, it wants to go back somewhere, correct? It's always looking to go home. Where DC is direct current, it just goes, it's consumed, and it doesn't come back to its source. AC makes a loop, whatever is in the middle, light bulb or whatever appliance causes a resistance, it uses the energy, and then it comes back, okay? Makes a circle, that's why it's called alternating current. Okay,
Quickest route to ground.
exactly. So, when we have an electrical panel, and we have the neutrals and the grounds together, could we be getting some kind of current back through the grounds? I mean, I don't know if it's possible or not, but you've got it's an alternating current, right?
So as soon as you are grounded, as soon as you come in contact with anything live, you are the resistance
You
that
are.
completes the circuit. So most of the time this is not going to happen. But I went on a service call one time where they had 76 volts in their bathtub drain. You ever seen
Oh, yeah, I've had
pipes
calls like that. Didn't
you
have no
put your
jump.
meter on it and it's live.
Yep, they're doing dishes and they reach in and they're getting zapped.
Right, and they know it's there. Or like the horse barn, where if you touch the building and you touch a metal fence, you are the ground. So with this, you are making yourself the ground,
Exactly.
and if anywhere you come in contact with stray voltage, it's
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I
Then
thought,
somebody could have helped you out with that too, you know.
well, yeah.
plug you in.
He's
I
sleeping.
thought
he's
I-
grounded, he's sleeping. Let's get him.
Okay, I thought this was interesting in this. It says with use of laptops, smartphones, and other electrical devices, make sure that they're unplugged if you're going to use them in your bed with the grounding sheets.
Sure, because you're bringing power into bed with you. I mean,
No, don't tell me that that's not dangerous. If you think
yeah.
about it.
You bringing a power source into bed and you're grounding yourself?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
A metal laptop that's plugged in
Yeah. Don't charge your phone under your pillowcase
could
when
be
you
your
have that.
phone.
well, that's the thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to charge my phone and set it on the bed.
Yeah, it could be any
try it.
could get you.
But back to the whole neutral, tied in with the grounds, as opposed to, if it's a sub panel, the grounds and neutrals are separated, but they're still all coming together at the transformer.
Yeah,
It all comes back together at one spot. Now, if you have a failure in your system somewhere, you can run voltage back on your neutral, which then the voltage goes back on your grounds, which then the voltage is going to come into your grounding sheet. So I don't know.
Like if you hit the snooze on your alarm clock, and your alarm clock, well, nobody uses an alarm clock anymore. But
It's their phone. That's why it's under the pillow.
alarm
Yeah,
clock's
that's the thing.
generally a 2-prong
Yeah,
with no ground.
true.
If for some reason the casing has become hot, you hit the snooze and you are.
I mean, just thinking about how much wiring. I mean, you've seen it. You've seen some really questionable.
Oh yeah.
Like, here's another scenario. How many times have you went and someone's got the cheater plug by their bed, and they got like 15 things plugged into it? Now imagine someone like, oh, let's just stick this in there too. You know, I just
It's a lot of trust.
there's a lot of trust. I mean, I think that's a dangerous situation. Unless you positively know that your electrical wiring in your house was done properly. Because nothing against do-it-yourselfers. I love to do things myself. I work on my own stuff. You guys work on your own stuff. We do a lot of our own stuff. But we're qualified. Right?
Most of the time.
I mean,
We like to think so.
we are YouTube qualified.
Right.
But there's a lot of people out there that are going to go to a big box store and they're going to pick up an outlet or they're going to pick up some electrical equipment and they're going to try to rewire, they're going to remodel their bedroom, and they're going to be like, oh, I forgot to tie the grounds together in this outlet,
What color went where again?
or actually got the neutrals tied in. And I mean, how many times have we been called and there's been an issue? I don't even kind of quiet.
they've tied in the neutral wrong before too. I've been on some calls and stuff wouldn't work, or not tight enough.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing. Okay, so
Loose connections. Yeah.
let's look at the pitfalls on this. One, you could be missing a ground, which if you buy yourself a tester, like it says here in the instructions, and you plug it in, that should tell you that you don't have a ground.
If you pay attention to the indicator light.
If you pay attention to the indicator light. The other
If they have
side,
burnt out.
Right.
okay, so you could test for the ground with that, but the other side of it is how well is it connected to the outlet? You know, is it loose? I mean, how many times have you gone and seen an outlet where somebody stabbed it in the back and it wasn't tight? You know, you could have some place down the road, down the line in your wiring where something can fail and send voltage into that. What else?
Could lose your neutral, your main neutral.
You know, that's the other side of it. What if you
I ran into
lost?
that out at that farm.
Yeah, then it's looking for anything to get back to ground. I mean, you should have the proper grounding in place to take care of that anyways, but not always the case.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you lose your neutral, then your ground is going to look for it.
Then you could be grounding a whole lot of other things too. It's just,
Yeah. So I mean, if you decide that you're gonna, you know, get some grounding sheets, I would definitely do my homework on the electrical wiring system in your house.
maybe hire an electrician to come check.
Come check it out.
Hire an electrician to check it out.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't like the idea of anybody being able to plug one single prong into an outlet. I almost wish it was a 3-prong plug-in, but only having it connected to the
Oh.
ground.
Yep.
I would almost prefer over that. At least then there's no mistake and they can't put it in wrong.
Or if the other two prongs are like plastic, like how they do for the
Even
child.
if they're plastic, exactly, but make it a 3-prong style with 2 plastic up top.
Or the guy that doesn't know any better, so he gets his hammer out and smashes it flat.
It should be flat. Yeah, it should
Stick
be
it.
flat.
Why is it the wrong shape?
Damn it.
I got a broken one.
I got it.
So you're like, ding, 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 ding. Oh,
Yep.
no, but yeah. So if you're gonna do grounding sheets, there's a lot more to it than the hype that you're gonna see on social media. Make sure you're
Just go
checking.
lay outside.
Just go lay outside.
Take a nap outside.
Exactly. or run a wire from your outside to your inside
Pound you
Pound-
on ground rod and
on the ground. But you know what? That brings in a whole nother situation. Okay. So say you do that. Say you drive a ground rod outside of your house, run a wire into your bed, and put some, like the guy in the video, put some that foil tape on your bed. Okay? You're sitting in your bed with your phone.
You still shouldn't bring a power source in the bed.
Yeah.
You're sitting in your bed with your phone, and something
Right.
fails, you become the ground there now.
So at that point, I think you need to associate it as sitting in the bathtub.
Yes.
Don't take anything to bed that you wouldn't take in the bathtub with you, because you are fully grounded.
That is a great way to look at it.
Like, you don't blow dry your hair in the shower.
You
So
want to
let's
call
not
this
do it in
number
bed.
and then give them some ideas.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
We should do that. You know what? I think that this company grounding, the grounding company needs to send us some samples.
Yeah.
And then
We can
try
to
'em out.
fail their product for them.
we could.
Oh yeah, Smith tried it. He's dead now.
No, it'd be scientific. So we would just do some different scenarios. We wouldn't lay anyone in it.
No,
I mean, maybe
do some testing.
we could get some.
Bacon.
We get bacon to lay in there. And our menace over there, who knows what he's doing? But we could do some testing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've washed these, and there's special washing instructions, which really isn't that special. It's just like wash it on gentle and don't dry it with a fabric softener.
So,
And I've always wondered, I'm like, how long does this stuff last? Because if it's claiming it's silver thread.
yeah, it has to be woven in or something.
You just broke it for me.
That's
Stop
it.
rubbing it like that.
Oh, can't use that one anymore.
Take that with
Well,
you.
okay, so this is a pillowcase.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's like your face.
better wash it.
No, but I mean that's a potential electrical failure. That's your face. The other side of it is okay. We live in the Midwest. We live in the Northeast of the Midwest. What you call this place, hell, but no, it's not. This winter's been actually pretty good, but we get a lot of thunderstorms. And there can be some nights where there's a lot of electrical charge in the air, depending on the thunderstorm and how close a lightning strike is.
Oh yeah.
That's another side of this. How does this product act in the midst of a lightning strike? Because that's where I wouldn't want the ground rod in my yard coming to my bed.
Honestly, it might eliminate static
True.
because you'd be grounding. It would prevent static from building up.
Yeah, but if you went the other way and you put a ground rod out in your yard and ran a wire into your base,
Well, then you're right.
now we're talking like Frankenstein.
Then you're
like, you know,
yeah. This ain't Back to the Future. Yeah.
I mean, I think that there could be a situation where you're creating more danger for yourself. I mean, if you want to live dangerously, buy some grounding sheets, or just throw a ground rod out in your yard and in a thunderstorm and run a copper wire into your house.
There you go. Live dangerously.
What do you think? I mean, what do
I
you think?
wouldn't buy them.
No,
No.
even if it took away your back pain because you're grounded, would you take the risk?
I'd try it, I guess. Back pain.
Yeah, now he's sold.
But I just make sure you're grounded as well. So
Yeah, I don't know if I'd do the ground rod though outside in the summer.
just test your outlet.
Well, what about the utility side though too? I mean, what does a power surge look like? What does a brownout look like? I mean, a brownout you should be fine. I mean, you're just grounded. But there's been spikes in utility power. Granted, we have safety devices in our electrical panels, in our circuit breakers, and fuses, but not everybody has current electrical equipment.
Oh no.
Where they're supposed to safeguard against idiots that are grounding themselves to their bed. Oh, wasn't it like an old torture device where they took a battery and hook it up to an old box spring and wire box spring and they stick the guy on it?
I'm sure there's something like that.
That's
It
Rambo.
used to be.
Isn't that Vietnam
That's
stuff?
Rambo First Blood.
Is that real?
I think so.
Oh,
They're cranking on it. That's
My
not-
uncle has a box
Yeah.
that has 2 electrodes that you hold and then you crank it. It's like a megger that you crank, but it's supposed to be therapeutic. And it's from like the 40s or 50s, I think.
You should bring that in.
Right through.
Go right through
In
your
the
heart.
hand. Yep, right through your heart. And
That's
get
therapeutic.
someone to crank it for you. And they said that solved a lot of problems too if you read all the stuff on the box.
Oh, wow.
So-
Back in the 40s, huh?
I'm thinking 40s or 50s. It's very old.
Well, I mean, if you're cranking it, you're kind of like an accessory to murder.
Yep. How fast do you crank?
Stop.
That's interesting. Any other thoughts on the grounding sheets? No?
I don't think I'm old enough to really need one yet.
You got no
Oh,
pain.
listen to this guy.
Oh my gosh. Well, then I guess I won't talk about how good it is for fertility. On that note, no, I'm just kidding. On that note, hey, let us know what you think about grounding sheets in the comments. If you've tried them, if you think they're just a hoax, or if you need some advice, we'll give it to you about what not to do when
You
it
can
comes to
check the
grounding.
outlet. Make sure it's safe.
Make sure you check your outlet, make sure it's safe. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.